Hello, welcome to week 18 of Wrestling in Mom's Basement. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This guy to my right, whose last text to me was, okay, sounds awesome, Joe Grino.
Okay, sounds awesome. This is the news for the week of Monday.
The week of Monday,
November
6th.
Thank you. How did you know?
At my job, I have to write receipts about the dates, so then we go by Monday for a given week, so.
Since it's Friday, who's always in the news every week?
Well, technically, for these people, it's not Friday by the time they see this.
Since it's Saturday, who's in the news every week?
Paige.
I'm the Undertaker. The Undertaker's return to his stint at WrestleMania 34.
Okay.
What? What WWE legend, the Undertaker lost to Roman Reigns WrestleMania 33. We all thought that the end of the Dead Man's illustrious career was over. Admittedly, the Undertaker has never actually said he's officially retired, but with injury woes and age shaking his soul, we are all assumed that WrestleMania 33 was the last stay of the Phenom. Rumors of Undertaker's reaction began circulating during the backstage at Cold the pay-per-view nights. Finally, the WWE announced that Undertaker will be returning Monday Night Raw in January. The WWE will join host of WWE Stars for the 20th anniversary edition of Monday Night Raw from the Manhattan Center in New York City on January 22nd, 2018. Prior to the week, we're going to find out which city is WrestleMania 35.
Hopefully it's Philly. No offense to New York.
At present, there's no indication as to what the Undertaker's role will be on that special edition of Monday Night Raw. It is kind of likely to be a promotional role rather than a wrestle match. That said, there were rumors going around on Twitter that WWE copyrighted, I quote, "The dead man walks again."
Alright.
Interestingly, KHICs are speculating that Undertaker's return isn't just for the 20th anniversary edition of Monday Night Raw. They suggest that the Taker's return is set right for WrestleMania 34. Fans side pick up the story, including that a return to the ring for Undertaker will not be a surprise. So they fear there have been many occasions where Undertaker has the Royal fans come back. One possibility down around his appearance from the Dead Man at the 2018 Royal Rumble. During this year's Royal Rumble, the Undertaker earned later match and was only active for a few minutes. This appearance in 2018 was sickening, and it will be a huge treat for the WWE Universe. Remember, the 2018 Royal Rumble was less than a week after the 20th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. And if Undertaker does have another WrestleMania match appointed, then surely he must face John Cena. The rumors are suggesting the two legends have met 5 times in the past and stand tied on 2 wins each. The 5th match was a no contest. People backstage feel like Undertaker and Roman put on a good enough match at WrestleMania 33, but the final appearance of WrestleMania 34 will truly be a fan way for the Undertaker's career to end.
I'll start with that. The match was fine for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Action-wise, it was kind of sad to see Taker move the way he did as a fan. That's why that's one of the reasons why I wish Taker doesn't return for another match. Another one is he already signed off on the Dead Man character. He left the hat, the jacket in the middle of the ring. He walked out kissing Michelle McCool, and then walked up the ramp and did his last ride.
Yeah.
That should be the last thing you see of Undertaker in ring.
Mm-hmm.
He can come back once in a while, do spot appearances, or even do a Hall of Fame. But I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm not saying Cena and him can be a better match, because it more like it will be.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really make sense in the context of the story now.
Yeah.
To do that.
To me, at the end of Taker and Roman, the last minute of Taker just looked like he was done.
Yeah.
With that being said, if anyone's earned the right to declare when their last match is, and if they've not wrestled it, it's Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just my personal wish that he doesn't continue.
Yes. Up next, something that will go more depth down than I mentioned on the Raw review. Will be Roman Reigns' return date revealed and when the huge match for the Shield now in Survivor Series.
Yes.
Last month, the reunion at Face of the Lane finally happens and Shield came together once again. But illness prolonged the return match. Now Roman Reigns is the one set to return ring this Monday on Monday Night Raw, and Lane comes back. The House of Justice will have a strong first test ahead of him. While those things, rumors will lead to the Shield playing a part in the next Sunday's Survivor Series. If you haven't watched Raw yet, and you just watch us to get the results from Raw, well, why would you do that? Because it's time to go off topic anyway. But if you do,
If so, thank you for the views and
right.
your continuing support of the channel. So,
If you don't want to be spoiled, then don't listen to the next 5 minutes. With Raw taking place in Manchester, England this week, the Shield lost the tag titles to the Bar next to New Day, and that interference was leading to rumors of a huge match in Survivor Series. Roman's going to return this Monday on Raw and join his brothers in the Shield, with Jason Jordan taking his rumor spot on Roman's rumor spot on the Raw team in Survivor Series. With his return, the Shield will take on New Day in a dream match. This will be the first reunion match for the Shield since coming back together. You know, it's supposed to happen at TLC last off. With the Bar winning the tag titles now from Team Red, they are going to face a Team Raw rather. They are going to face the SmackDown Tag Team Champions at Survivor Series, unless they lose the belt this Tuesday, that will be the Usos. And this past Monday's episode rolled this up a lot of new matches for Survivor Series, which we'll dig into in the next video. And future stars. It looks like fans are finally going to get the reunion match for the Shield, and it's going to be a dream match of the two biggest three-man stables of the last of this decade. As they face on New Day. So Seth and D lost the titles this week, but Roman's return is going to even out Dallas.
yeah, I think it's a good call. That and it's also better fitting that it's also the first pay-per-view back for the Shield.
Yeah.
And it also is fitting that they debuted at this pay-per-view as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually happy to see Roman back. So
Yeah.
I don't think that story would have taken 5 minutes.
Thank God for viral meningitis.
So if they literally skipped 5 minutes ahead to avoid those spoilers, they would probably miss another part of the next story.
And then because you're going to miss a lot, going back to our good friend in the first news story, The Undertaker. You're going to miss was Finn Balor's cryptic tweet this week about The Undertaker.
Oh, the buy with the tombstone.
Finn Balor is the Demon's one of the last few remaining mysterious characters left in WWE along with Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Kane, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. Balor has all the star power and wrestling abilities to be successful, but he needs a big-time feud to get over. This is the latest cryptic tweet about The Undertaker. According to WrestleMania, Balor leaving the WWE was a hot topic at the start of this month.
It was?
So last week.
I don't know. Because of the tweet, yeah.
That tweet?
I heard the rumors, yeah.
Oh, okay. It was Andrew Clarence and Luke Gallows, rumors I did hear. The club members were rumored to be on their way out of WWE because of the unhappiness with the company. However, Anderson, Gallows, and Walt Balor are scheduled is all for, obviously, this was European tour and the tour of India next month. Balor was on fire to debut on the main roster where he became the first ever Universal Champion in history by shoulder injury. His moment was cut short by shoulder injury and missed 8 months of action. Balor returned today to Wrestling 33, but the WWE has failed to book him properly. And they book him right, he puts over a 50-year-old legend king, which does not make sense. Here's the tweet that Finn posted last week on Halloween. I know some people thinking. His grace is a tombstone. That's his mother.
Yes. You're literally showing them the picture.
Yes.
You could have just left that out as a tombstone that said bye.
Well, I just want to go. Tom Thomas of DODT believes that Finn Balor's tweet could be perceived in many ways, including potential feud with The Undertaker. People were hoping that Undertaker was going to return over a match and play with Balor at Wrestling 34 as an passion in the tour segment. The Undertaker did pass the torch to Roman Reigns this year, but Reigns is the heir from John Cena as the face of the WWE. The Undertaker's mysterious character will be better than no mysterious character like Finn Balor's the Demon through season's worst. Bray Wyatt already lost credibility because of WWE's poor booking decisions, while Braun Strowman is more a monster character who's held on destruction. A picture of the tombstone with the word Bio and Balor speaks speculated to be a reply to rumors about him leaving the WWE power closer to shots at Undertaker, since the WWE associated with the tombstones, the dead, the graveyards. Nevertheless, it's true though that Finn Balor loves to troll the fans on social media. It won't be surprised if he does not face Undertaker next year. The only confirmed report at the moment is the Undertaker appearing in the 24-hour Monday Night Raw in January.
It's probably a trolling tweet.
Would you be for Finn Taker? And if Undertaker's wrestler?
I'm going to say no. Because I don't think Taker has many matches left in him. And if they're going to use one up, I'm going to say it should be against Cena.
Well,
if you could possibly say he has any more matches in him.
Sticking in the Undertaker's family, a former WWE Women's Champion might be returning to WWE to face Charlotte Flair for a match.
Yes.
A former WWE Women's Champion may be hitting a highly anticipated return to WWE about one of the top current superstars. Right now, the WWE's women's division is really coming strong thanks to several top competitors, including Bayley, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte Flair. The latter of these women was recently participating in some Twitter back and forth with the tease of a possible future match. While Charlotte Flair is putting on her plate for the future, including a rumored clash with UFC star Ronda Rousey, WrestleMania 34, could she be involved in a match with a former two-time WWE Women's Champion? On Tuesday, Sports Key's Aaron Verbal reported that current SmackDown Live star Charlotte Flair and former WWE superstar Michelle McCool have been chatting back and forth on social media. The conversation started when McCool posted an Instagram photo of her with Ric Flair, Mr. Kennedy, and a few other WWE stars. McCool mentioned in the caption that she just finished a new book by Charlotte and Ric Flair called Second Nature. McCool offered nothing but praise, calling the book an easy read and inspiring story for move, and said she loved the book. She also mentioned the story brought from McCool's days in WWE when Charlotte sold her in makeup. McCool said she had a similar situation with Ric Flair for her first time on television. Charlotte was, of course, thankful for her feedback, but also raised an interesting challenge towards McCool. She simply tweeted out, "Thank you, woman. One more match." McCool got back to her 4 days later saying she's been dying for someone to ask. Charlotte replied to confirm it that means yes, it was McCool indicating that she's waiting patiently by the phone. And it's up to the, as quoted by Michelle, the power of the WWE Universe. McCool was last seen at a WWE event during WrestleMania 34 for the main event featuring her husband, The Undertaker. The 37-year-old last wrestled with the company at Extreme Rules 2011 when she lost to her former late cool friend Layla in no disqualification and count-out match, which had a simulation of the loser of the WWE. In the loser match, she was attacked by Karma, and that was really the last we've seen of her in the ring. She appeared in a 2016 episode of WWE Network's Table for 3, along with fellow former women's stars Molly Holly and Kansas Michelle. So will this Michelle McCool comeback actually happen? It's hard to imagine how long-time fans of Michelle McCool wants to get back in the WWE again, and it seems based on her final appearance she could still make a comeback. With the recent return of Mickey James, the Hardy Boys, and others, it's shown that WWE has the door open to reform talents who are interested in returning again. It will mainly be a matter of the WWE working things out and Charlotte having a clear enough schedule fighting a big match at NBA. Would you want to see Charlotte battle Michelle in a match?
Yes, I would. I would love to see Michelle McCool return as well. Maybe for more of a part-time stint, because I don't think she would. I don't think she would go full time. Not that she can. I don't think she will. But yeah, so I would be very intrigued by Michelle McCool and Charlotte Flair match. Would you?
Oh, definitely. Because I kind of underrated Michelle at first. So.
I have a feeling a lot of people did.
Yeah, so.
And then she's like one of those things where you miss it. And if she's not there, you miss her.
Yeah. I can sing the theme song for everybody they want me to.
I don't think anybody wants that.
We are the late cool of our generation.
I don't think
just remember that. SmackDown Live champion injured during SmackDown Live. Essentially, the day locker rooms to go through a challenge time with guys like Roman Reigns and Alexander with viral illness. The officials had to make some really tough booking decisions in their personal weeks. For instance, a lot of fans are questioning. They're actually questioning this. Why did AJ Styles win the WWE title this past week? However, those are not the only questions coming out of Tuesday's show. During this is decided live, the Usos were scheduled to defend their tag titles against Giant Gable and Shawn Benjamin. Unfortunately, the title match seemed to be cut short, and a big chop off from Gable appeared to hurt Jey Uso. The Usos actually took Gable Shawn took the victory with a countout. There was a lot of speculation on one hand, but the Usos suffered an injury last night, the worst time. This past Tuesday at the worst time. Not only had the Usos been riding usually momentum or currently holding the Satellite Tag Champions, but they are scheduled for a big match at the Saracens against the World Tag Champions Art Sheamus, which is one of this Monday night. If Jey Uso has some significant injury, then the Usos tour is over and WWE officials will have to make another huge change to the card for Star Series. There is also a question about Jimmy Uso's WWE future. On their past months, the Usos are arguably the best tag team on television. The feud with the New Day elevated their game, and their expectation is that they will have a lengthy reign with the tag titles. None of this confirmed, but Jey Uso going down an injury could mean a permanent end of their team. WWE officials may not want Jimmy Uso to be and to just be still on the sidelines for months on end, and now could be trying to let a sickness performer. On paper, they feel Jimmy Uso could be very successful. Hopefully, Jey Uso has a summer series injury, and all pro plans can continue to lead into the Survivor Series. In the worst case scenario, turns out to be true. The officials will have more tough choices made with the future of Usos. Until the result, the most the fans can do is hope for the best.
Yeah, to start off, I hope Jey Uso isn't injured. That would actually be a huge loss to SmackDown. To lose the Usos. They have been fantastic this year.
Yeah.
As the singles run pertains to Jimmy, to get into this story a little further, I'm not sure you can. I'm not sure about one Uso without the other.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah, they're great in that tag team role, but once you get in that tag team role, sometimes you rely more on your partner.
Yeah.
Than you would as a single star. So it would be interesting to see what would happen, and maybe he can be successful, but at this point, I'm not sure how far that would get.
Yeah, I agree. Luckily, I don't think anything has come out in the last 3 days since the match, and it just might be a little storyline based. But the hit he did take did look nasty.
Yeah, it did.
So, not sure about that, but right now it doesn't look like he's injured. So,
yes.
Team SmackDown gets the major superstars, the final member for their Survivor Series, Val. I don't know who it is. It seems that WWE Survivor Series 2017 match first changed by a minute, and that trend continued on Wednesday. With the announcement of Team SmackDown's 7th final member, the men's team captained by Shane already have 4 top stars, ready to battle currently with stacked team role next Sunday. However, Commissioner Member made a huge announcement who will fill out his team. With his Blueberry squad, his surrender for their final 5 match. Based on what's for starters, it seems the final member could give SmackDown an edge on a role in less than 2 weeks. The close to change WWE rumors involving that matchup the pay-per-view. There were 4 members already announced from Team SmackDown headed back to Sunday's WWE Survivor Series 2017 pay-per-view. Shane McMahon was already team captain, while Thoros was supposed to qualify to win matches with SmackDown. They were the Viper Randy Orton. They came to Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Glorious Bobby Roode. Still, a 5th and final member was Z, and SmackDown had a major star to their team. Rumors have been circling on the line before this on Wednesday that everyone from Chad Gable to an NXT star to SmackDown Live general manager Daniel Bryan will get stopped by WWE.com report watching latest rumors. As Shane also posted on his Twitter Wednesday, John Cena will be the 5th final member of Team SmackDown. The tweet from Shane, fair proven SmackDown Live is very random. Having announced John Cena will be the 5th member of Team SmackDown Survivor Series. Cena was previously rumored to be a part of the Survivor Series 2017 card, but as a special referee for Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar in the Chambers Chain match, but that match has changed up a bit. AJ Styles won the WWE Championship this next Tuesday from Jinder. Is on the Cena will perform double duty in the card now. I highly doubt that. Now that he's been announced as a big match. However, this is an all big booster pay-per-view card, which had been getting lackluster fanfare based on the matches previously scheduled.
For this Survivor Series, I love most of the changes. when it comes to Cena, I like that he's in the match. I understand why he's in the match. Not creatively. They haven't announced Cena as a free agent. So I'm not sure how he can just be simply added to Team SmackDown. That's really my only complaint about it. Adding Cena in the match, I think, will make it a lot better. It makes it a lot bigger. And for WWE, it doesn't make sense to add Cena, one of the biggest money draws of all time, onto the pay-per-view. I just don't get it creative.
He's a free agent. His stint with Raw was done.
So now, is he not a free agent anymore? Since he's on Team SmackDown.
No, he still is a free agent. On Raw, when he was on Raw, he wasn't a Raw superstar. He was still a free agent when he was feuding with Roman.
Yeah.
When he came back and feud with Rusev, he wasn't a SmackDown superstar. He was a free agent.
Yeah. Yeah, but in this match, you have to take it either side for your brand.
Well, in this match, you want the biggest money. You get the biggest thing you get. Shane got Cena. It makes sense. Kayfabe wise, it has sense. Shane won Cena. Because Cena's a bigger star than, I guess, Jinder will be the fifth man in this case. Jinder. And then, your phone number. And the other thing will be, they offer Cena a big money deal, so Cena took it for one night only. I'm not sure if this is Cena's return to the show or not. Last I heard, Cena's done for a year. So the fact that he's wrestled Survivor Series might change things up.
Yeah.
I think it was a one-night appearance, unless I hear otherwise from my sources.
Your sources at the Inquisitor.
I know people, what can I say? But for one match, it's WWE. Logic doesn't apply. It's the main roster. Logic don't apply.
Words: Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. On Team Raw, they're all Raw superstars. On Team SmackDown, they're all supposed to be all SmackDown stars. But they had John Cena, the free agent.
Well, technically he was a SmackDown star. The free agent thing was just their boost rolls ratings.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, to be fair, at the time.
Fair enough, yeah, but right now they announced him as a free agent.
And then SmackDown hit low ratings on Halloween night. And then they changed their champion and bring Cena back. So technically, he's there he's there to help AJ stabilize SmackDown. Probably, if he's staying around. So that's why he's there. But for anybody that wants Jinder, sorry. But since we're on the topic of that match, for those of you that want Jinder as the fifth man,
No, I said I like Cena in the match. I understand why company-wise they want him in the match. Creatively, I don't know why he's in the match.
Because he's going to feud with Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe pins him. And then he's going to point the C's for their match.
So he's going to go straight to Raw again.
He went from SmackDown to Raw to SmackDown anyway, so it don't even matter. That's his run, it's SmackDown to Raw to SmackDown. Max Raw. It's going to point the C's for him and Samoa Joe's match at WrestleMania. No, that's not a rumor, that's a prediction. That's more than likely going to happen. Because you heard it here first. And what happens here normally, close. And what happens on this podcast normally doesn't come true.
Yes.
Moving on the same match.
Like my dream to become a ballroom dancer.
I prefer the term exotic dancer.
So you're a stripper?
Yes.
Alright, we got that settled. Let's move on from that.
A major heel.
Terrible image.
A major heel turn coming at the Survivor Series 2017 match, the one we're talking about, and it could even change the final results. The Survivor Series 2017 is almost here, and eventually on the pay-per-view turning interest, which is today. The classified elimination match between the Raw men and the SmackDown men. The Blue Brand has been comparatively more aggressive in the build-up of Raw Invasion. And the Raw Rangers signed the live finisher Shane has was being approved the Blue Brand deserves to restrict the role. Interestingly, there's been no response out of Red Brand, neither Colonel's jobs to put the line by Stephanie McMahon. It's clear evident that even the WWE officials want to shock everyone's Survivor Series. As far as you can tell I'm into English. I made this word. Series used to be capitalized. Oh my god, I hate that. Moving on. They did a good job by italicizing the title, Survivor Series, because that's right. But you gotta capitalize Survivor and Series, not Survivor.
And this is taking that time in our YouTube video because
As somebody who likes to write as a hobby, it's just simple. Let me make simple amount of armors. Where's the proof for you? As far as the team competition goes for the red team, Triangle will be backed by Braun, Joe, Finn, and Jordan. Shane will be the captain for Orton, Bakor, Bobby, and John Cena. However, appears that one unexpected heel turn in the team role could lead to their loss. WWE rumors could indicate that Jason Jordan could be turning heel in Survivor Series. He was last started to be added to the team role, poised to take on Team SmackDown. Kurt Angle mentioned that he wants someone who could be trusted before delivering the news to Jordan. It was said by Dave Meltzer on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio that Jason Jordan could turn heel in Survivor Series 2017, as reported by 411 Mania. This could cause team role in the match and Kurt Angle's job as perfect stipulation. There could be a lot of uncertainty with regard to Angle comeback and show manager due to such an outcome. It is also rumored that creative place of Jason Jordan included a heel turn, but a revelation that he was never Kurt Angle's son, but was working with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Jason Jordan's heel turn makes sense as an experiment of an illegitimate Kurt Angle's son has failed terribly. You know Jordan's good in ring skills and Tom Schwartz is unconvinced for the universe. The only possibility of any change in this point is if Roman was added to team role, which is obviously unlikely at this point, as rumors Roman to join his brothers in the Shield take on a New Day, plus the second title. Do you think Jordan's heel turn will be a good change?
Yeah, I think it'll be a much better change. He's getting booted anyway by crowds, Jason Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
He's also being handed a lot. It would also be a way of making sense of that whole angle
Yes.
they came up with for Jordan and Angle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be a better way to actually write that whole angle off. However, it may not be the only heel or face turn you see at Survivor Series.
Okay. He's going to leave us guessing until Thursday with the predictions.
Yes.
Or you don't know who they're talking about.
I know a few people I'm talking about, yes. Alright. I'm just going to hold them to their...
I'll wait until predictions.
If you want to talk about it.
No, I'll wait. No, this Thursday. This is going to be a story.
Well, Thursday...
Friday,
yeah.
There's going to be this story is going to be broken down into parts. This is part 1. 2 SmackDown superstars set home for going off script in the next video. This will be started.
Alright, see you then.
Bye.